In this chapter, we will study about the variation. We have seen that some quantities are constants and others are variables. In some cases, changes in the value of one variable quantities can be related. In this chapter, we will describe these related changes. Two quantities are related if a change in the value of one quantity corresponds to a predictable change in the value of the other. For example, the farther we are from the equator, the greater the number of daylight hours in a summer day. Also, quantities can be related in two ways. It can be directly or inversely, or we call this as indirect variation. As an example, the speed and distance are directly related, while speed and time are inversely related. Now, we will talk about the direct variation for our first lesson in this chapter. In this lesson, you will be able to illustrate situations that involve direct variations and translate a direct variation statement into relationship between two quantities using a table of values, a mathematical equation, and a graph, and vice versa. But in our in our first part of our lesson, let's experience math. The first one is the first problem that we will answer later on is the distance a body falls from. Now let's experience math. We will answer this problem later on. The distance a body falls from rest is directly proportional to the square of time it falls. Now, if an object falls 20 meters in 2 seconds, this is an object, the ball, how far will it fall in 8 seconds? The second question is an object was dropped from a height of 405 meters. Find the time it took for the object to hit the ground. So, the first question we will answer how far will it fall in just 8 seconds? And the second question, we need to find the time it took for the object to hit the ground. Okay, so later on we will answer this problem, but first let's explore the math or this topic. So for our exploration, as you can see, the problem is if a kilo of rice costs 30 pesos, you have to pay 60 pesos, okay, for 2 kilos, and 90 pesos for 3 kilos, and so on. In 1 kilo, you have to pay 30 pesos. 2 kilos, 60. 90 naman for 3 kilos. Now, the first task is we have to complete the table below that shows the relationship between the number of kilos X of rice bought and the total cost Y of the rice. X is the number of kilos, Y is the total cost. Now let's try to fill up the table. In 3 kilos, we have 90. What about in 4 kilos? So as you can see, 30 in 1 kilo, 60 in 2 kilos, 90 in 3 kilos. And the pattern is the total cost add 30 pesos. So kumbaga, ito ay 30 pesos per kilo, no? Kung 4 na kilo ang bibilin mo, magkakaroon ka, ang babayaran mo ay 120. So is that right? Yes, no? Kung 5 kilo naman, we have 150. Kung 6 na kilo ang babayaran mo, 180 naman ang cost. I mean, 6 na kilo ang bibilin mong bigas. Kung 7 naman, you have 210 pesos. 8, 8, we have 240 pesos. 9, 9 kilos is 270 pesos. And 10 kilos, we have 300 pesos. You need to pay 300 pesos for 10 kilos. Now, in the third row, we need to get the ratio of y and x. So, basically, we will use the y value to divide in x. Okay? So, 30 is the y. So, 30 is the y. Divide by x, we have 30 divided by 1, we have 30. Okay, so that is for third row. 60 divided by 2, we have 30 again. 90 divided by 3, that is 30. 120 divides 4, 30. 150 divides 5, 30. As you can see, the first 5 kilos, no, yung ratio nila is 30. 180 divides 6, that is 30. 30. 30, 30, 30, 30. So ano bang ibig sabihin ng y over x na yan? So later on, we will discuss about that. But, as you can see, the y over x is 30. No? That is the constant. So, we are done in the first problem or the first task. Let's move on to the second task. When x increases, how does y change? So, when x increases, the number of kilos increases. As you can see, nag-increase siya. I think the total cost of y increases as well. So, the answer in this question is increases. Increases as well. So, that is my answer. For the third question, what do you observe about the ratio of y over x? So, I think the y over x is, for example, we have 30 over 1 is also equivalent to 60. 60 divided by 2. Equivalent din siya kay 90 divides 3. And so on and so forth hanggang 300 divides 30. Divides 10. And the y over x is 30. Okay, so they have a common ratio, or yung tinatawag dito is constant. Okay, so we are done. Number 2 and 3. Plot the points x, y in the table of the coordinate plane or Cartesian plane. Okay, so let me change the color. Let's see. We have to plot the points in x, y in the table of x plane. So we have x of 1. So ito ay 1. No? Ang total cost is 30. Oh, hindi makita. Ito natin. So the first total cost is 30 in 1 kilo. Hindi ko na siya sulat dito. We have 60 naman, 90, 120, 150, 180, meron pa ba? 210, 240, 270, and last but not the least, we have 300. And ito naman ay 1. Palitan natin ng kulay. So, ito ay 1. Hindi ko na masulatin sa baba. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Where the x-axis represents the number of kilos. Okay, represents the number of kilos. And the y-axis represents the total Total cost. Okay, let's plot the graph or the plot. Let's plot the table. So the first, um, okay, the first column we have 30 and 1. That is our first point. So 30 and 1, nandito siya. In 1 kilo, you will pay 30 pesos. Okay? So 2 in 2 kilos, you will pay 60. In 3 kilos, you will pay 90. In 4 kilos, 120. In 5 kilos, 150. Yes. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. What about the 0 kilos? What is the total cost? Siyempre, 0 din yan. So that if I will extend the line here or connect the dot, so magka-come up kayo sa ganitong itsura ng graph. No? Anong itsura niya? Straight line. Okay? So, tapos na yung number 4. What do you observe about the points you have plotted? Straight. Or in algebra, yan ay linear. A straight line or linear. Number 6, complete the equation that shows the relationship between the number of kilos of rice bought x and the total cost of y. So let's try to create an equation for this this task. Y is equal to, so as you can see, the constant is 30. So let's write here 30. Okay, 30 in 1 kilo. So that is x, right? So I think nakagawa tayo ng equation, no? 30 in 1 kilo, 30 pa rin yan, no? What about in 2 kilos? So our x is 2 kilos. Or if x is 2 kilos, let's try it. Let's check this equation. Then our dapat ang sagot, yung total cost is 16. Let's try. 30 times 2, is that 60? Yes, 60 pesos. Okay, so I think the equation here is correct. So this will be the equation na gagamitin natin sa number 7. Okay, so using the equation in the item number 6, find the value of y when x is equal to, first one is 15. No? If x is 15, let's use this formula. So y equals 30 times x. So 30 times x, which is 15. So 30 times 15. Yes, that is correct. That is 450. Okay, if you will buy 15 kilos of rice, then you have to pay 450 pesos. Okay, that is letter A. Now, for letter B, our X is 20. You can pause the video if you want to answer this one. So, when Y, when the equation of Y is 30x, then we will just input the X here. 30 times 20 equals 600. And that is when you buy 20 kilos of rice, you have to pay 600 pesos. What about the 5 kilos? So 5, so we already know the total cost, no? You have to pay 150, but let's check if the formula or the equation is correct. Y is equal to 30 times x equals 30 times 5. Then y is 30 times 5. Yes, that is 150. Is that the same in this value? Yes, the same. Okay, so that is the exploration of our topic for today. So now, in exploration, we have the ratio of y and x as y over x equals 30 over 1 is also equal to 60 over 2 equals 300 over 10. And the common ratio is 30. Okay? 30 is the constant. Okay? 30 is the constant from the formula, right? Y is equal to 30x. So we can also say that the number of kilos x of rice bought and the total cost of y are in direct proportion or in direct variation. So direct siya, direct proportion or direct variation. That is, as the number of kilos of rice bought increases, okay, the total cost of y also increases as well. Okay? So from the graph, we can see that the points x, y lie on the straight line passing through the origin. So ito yan, di ba? And from the graph, we see that the points x, y lie on the straight path. Okay, the equation of this line is y is equal to 30x. That is the equation. Okay, so as you can see here, the 30 is the constant, as well as the ratio of the two value. Okay, so now let's define the direct variation. The value of y varies directly with the value of x if there exists a non-zero constant k such that y is equal to k times x. Or we can write it as y over x equals k if you want to find the k value, or the k is the constant of variation. So this is the formula for the y, and this is the formula for the k. Okay? So, paano siya nangyari ng ganito, no? In algebra, pwede natin paglaruan nitong equation na to. So, you have y equals to k times x. If you want to find out the value of k, then you have to divide both sides by x. So, the remaining is k equals y over x. Okay, if you want to find the constant, no? Now, if you want to find the x value, so you can use this formula. If you want to find the x value, you divide both sides by k. X is equal to the y over k. Okay, so these are the formula that we will use if you want to find the y. So just multiply the constant and the x. For the k, you divide y over x. For the x, you divide y over k. Okay, so now let's move on to the first example. So the table below shows the number of hours t traveled and the distance y traveled by a car. Okay, so we have here the given table. So the first row represents the number of hours traveled. So we denote the number of hours as t. Okay, yung time. So in first hour, the distance in kilometer covered, we denote y. We have 40 kilometers. For 2 hours, it doubles, no? Parang naging 80 na siya, no? In third hours, nag-add siya ng 40, naging 120. And for the fourth hour, 160 yung kilometers. And fifth, you have 200 kilometers, no, in distance. Now, first, let's find out the ratio y over k. O y over, dati y over ano siya x, di ba? So ngayon, y over t na siya, no? Dati kasi yung t ay x, no? Pero dito pinalitan ko siya ng letter, so pwede natin siyang isulat as t. Okay, let's find out the ratio which is equivalent also to the constant, right? So 40 divided by 1, that is 40. 80 divided by 2, that is 40. 120 divides 3, 40. 160 divides 4, and then 200 divided by 5, we have 40. So as you can see, the ratio, the common ratio is 40, and also that is the constant. Now, um, we have to show that y varies directly as t. Okay, because y over t is 40, right? And 40 is the constant, then y varies directly as t. Okay, so that is my answer here, no? Because y over t is 40 and 40 is constant, y varies directly as t. Okay? So, huwag kayo ma-confuse. Yung y varies directly as t, pares lang po yan sa y divided by t. Or y divides t or y over t. Okay? At yung y over t natin is 40. And that is also a constant. For letter B, no, we will draw the graph of y against t. So, let me draw here. Ito ko ilalagay yung letter B natin. A Cartesian plane. Okay, so in this horizontal line, we have the time. And vertical line, meron tayong y or yung distance, okay? Since t is also x, dito natin siya ilalagay sa horizontal. Okay, so we have the first hour, second hours, third, fourth, and fifth. Lagyan natin ng 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, in vertical, we have the distance in kilometer, 40, 80, 80 plus 40, we have 120, 120 plus 40, 160, and 160 plus 40, 200. Okay, let's plot the points. So in first hour, the distance covered in kilometer is 40. So ito yan. In second hours, 80 naman. Third, ayan, 120. Fourth, 160. And fifth is 200. Okay, as you can see here, kapag ka zero naman, syempre zero din yung distance, no? If we connect the points, and then we have seen that nakabuo tayo ng straight line. So that is a linear. Okay, so we already draw the graph uh, of y against t. So, letter C, write the equation showing the relationship between y and t. Okay, ganito lang yan, no? So, can I write my solutions here? So, for the letter C, because y over t is equal to 40, right? Then the equation relating y and t is y equals 40 t. Okay? So, yan ang equation na gagamitin natin. Since y over t is equivalent to 40 and y over t is also the k value, di ba? Sige nga, balikan ko lang dito. Yung k value, di ba? Yung formula na nirepresent ko kanina is y equals k over x. But dito, gagawin natin siyang t, di ba? So, if you want to find the k, so you just divide both sides by t. So, we have k equals y over t. At yung y over t natin, yun yung k. Okay? From the original equation, or the original formula, y equals to k times x, babalikan ko lang yun. Ang gagawin ko lang dito sa k, papalitan ko lang siya ng 40. Since our k is 40, so papalitan ko lang siya ng 40. So, y equals 40 times x. At syempre, hindi na x to, t yung ginamit natin dyan na variable. So, y equals 40 times t. So, same lang yan dito. So, that is the letter C. That is how we create an equation showing the relationship between y and t. Okay? So, you will just divide the y and the t, or the ratio, yun na po ang constant. No? Papalitan nyo lang yung value ng k from the definition. No? Papalitan nyo lang yung value nitong k na to. So, we are done in the letter C. Let's proceed to the um, fourth one. Find y when t is equal to 1.5 and t equals 4.25. Since we already have the formula, we can use this formula. Okay, so the formula is y equals 40t. No? When t is equal to 1.5 hours or 1.5 hours, then y is equal to 40 times 1.5. Okay? So, 40 times 1.5 hours, that is 60. Okay? 60 kilometers. That is the distance. Okay? So, that is the first one. If the time is 1.5 hours or 1.5 hours, ang layo ng distansya na mapupuntahan ng car, for example, drawing tayo ng car dito, no? Ayan, para ma-imagine nyo. Ang layo na mapupuntahan ng distansya ng car is 60 kilometers. Nasaan ba dito yung 1.5? Siyempre, nasa pagitan ni 1 and 2. At ito yung 60, di ba? 60. Nasa pagitan siya ni 40 and 80. Okay? So, what about when t is 4.25 hours? Okay? So, once again, madali lang yan. Gamitin lang natin yung formula. So, y equals 40 times 4.25. Now, we multiply the two. 40 times 4.25, we have 170 kilometers. And that is the second given to find the y. Okay? Nahanap na po natin yung distance. If we are talking to the y value, that is the distance in kilometer. So don't forget the unit. Okay? Now, for the letter E, we need to find the time t, which is the time. Okay? When y is equal to 140 and y is equal to 260. So ngayon, ang hahanapin naman natin is yung time. Okay? From the formula, ang gagawin natin po dyan is ayusin muna natin ng formula. So, y equals 40t. Okay? If we want to find the time, then you have to divide 40 both sides. Isolate natin ng 40 dito para makancel yan. And the formula will be T is equal to Y over 4T. Okay, hanapin na natin ngayon yung time. So we will just use the Y values here. No? So, okay, when okay, when Y is equal to 140, T is equal to, palitan natin ng Y to, 140 over 40. Okay, so divide natin ng 140 dun sa 40, then we have 3.5 hours. Okay? So 3.5 hours, just imagine if maglakbay ka gamit ang sasakyan mo ng 140 kilometers, then you need to travel 3.5 or 3.5 hours para ma-reach mo yung 140 kilometers. Okay? Since time ang pinag-uusapan natin, don't forget to write the unit of hours. Okay? So, for the next one, when? Okay? Okay na tayo sa 140. Hanapin naman natin yung y equals 260. Okay, so, same. No, since nakagawa na tayo ng formula, ganun pa rin yung gagamitin natin no, kapag hinahanap natin ng time. So, t is equal to 260 over 40. Since the y is 260, palitan natin ng 260 to, kaya naging ganyan. 260 divided by 40, that is 6.5 hours. Or 6.5 hours, no? Siyempre, the more na mas malayo yung distansya, no? 260 is greater than 140, di ba? Mas malayo si 260 kaysa kay 140. Siyempre, yung haba ng oras ng pagta-travel mo is mas malaki din dun sa naunang distansya. Okay, 6.5 or 6.5 hours is greater than 3.5 kasi 3.5 po, ang distansya lang is 140 while 6.5 hours, ang distance is 260. Okay? So medyo ganyan ang ating topic for today, the direct variation. When one increases, the other one increases as well. As the number of hours traveled increases, then the distance in kilometers increases as well. Okay? That is the concept of direct variation. Okay? So that is the example number 1. Okay, so you have to try this one after we proceed to the next one. Just simply pause this video if you want to, and you will send your answer to me, guys. For example number 2, here's the real life application of direct variation. Okay, since we all know already the concept of the direct variation, let's apply this one, no, in real life application. No, let's imagine you are the worker. Okay, you are the worker here. A worker's paycheck P varies directly as the number of hours H worked. For working 20 hours, the payment is 1,000 pesos. Now, we need to find the payment for 45 hours of work. Okay? So, tingnan natin, no? I-analyze natin. P is the payment. H is the number of hours you worked. Okay? Sabi dito kapag ka nagtrabaho ka daw ng 20 hours, babayaran ka nila ng 1,000 pesos. Now, magkano kayo ibabayad sa'yo kapag nagtrabaho ka ng 45 hours naman? Okay? So, ang tanong dyan, malaki ba or mas maliit dun sa 20 hours? Siyempre, since direct variation to, ina-expect natin na ang bayad sa'yo is mas malaki kesa dun sa nauna. Siyempre, mas mahaba yung oras ng pagtatrabaho mo kesa dun sa nauna, di ba? Mas nag-work hard ka dito at mas nag-extend ka ng time dito, mas malaki din yung makukuha mong pera. Okay? Mas malaki din yung ibabayad nila sa'yo. So, ngayon, paano natin gagawin yun, no? So, hahanapin natin kung magkano ang ibabayad sa iyo kapag nag-work ka ng 45 hours. Okay, so our solution, no? Sulat ko lang muna because H and P are in direct proportion, P is equal to K times H, where K is constant, is a constant. Okay, so parehas lang po yan. So y equals to k times x, no? Iniba lang natin yung mga letters, no? Yung x naging h, the number of hours, and yung y naging p, the total payment. Okay, so let's see kung tataas nga ba yung payment sa'yo. So when h is 20, so sagutan muna natin to, no? Hanapin muna natin ang formula. Then P is 1,000. Then if we use this formula, P equals K times H. Okay, so substitute lang natin yan, no? Yung P. So yung P, papalitan natin ng 1,000 equals K. K is missing value. We don't have the constant of variation yet. Diba? Hahanapin natin muna to be able to create a formula to find the 40 hours of work. Okay, our H here is 20. 20. We have the value of H, the number of hours, no? Then, to find the constant, we must divide both sides by 20. Isolate natin sa 20 dito. The remaining number is K, or the variable will become K. And 1,000 divided by 20 hours. Let's see what is the answer. We have, yes, 50. And that is our constant. No? K is equal to 50. Thus, P, okay, the original formula, if we change or if we input the K value dun sa formula natin na P equals to K times H, it will become 50 times the number of hours. Okay, so now, pwede na natin masagutan to. Nakuha na natin yung formula natin. Okay? Ito yung formula. So as you can see, binabayaran pala siya ng 50 pesos per hour. Diba? In 1 hour, ang bayad sa'yo is 50. In 2 hours, ang bayad sa'yo is 100. In 3, 150. Pero, tignan natin kung magkano ang bayad sa'yo kapag 45 hours naman ang 45 hours yung number of hours na nagtrabaho ka. Okay, so now, when H is 45 hours, then P is equal to 50 times H. H is 45 hours. And then, if we get the product of the two number, 50 times 45, that is 2,250 pesos. Okay? So that is the value of P. And yan yung ibabayad sa iyo kapag nagtrabaho ka ng 45 hours. Diba? 2,250. Greater than the 1,000 na nagtrabaho ka lang ng 20 hours. And which is, this problem represents the real life application of the direct variation. When one increases, the other value increases as well. If you work hard, syempre, mas maganda yung ibibigay sa iyong payment. Okay? So, ganun lang yun. Laging tatandaan ng direct, pag tumaas yung isa, Yung x value, tataas din dapat si y value. Okay, so that is the direct variation. And so you have to try the second task, the real-life application of direct variation. So in this case, binalitan ko lang siya ng number of hours at yung number of payment. First is you need to find the k value. Okay? Pangalawa, gamitin niyo na yung formula. Hanapin niyo yung bagong formula. So, k times h. Pag nahanap niyo na sa k value, pwede niyo na makita yung pwede niyo na palitan ng k, yung k value dito. And then yung pangatlo, hanapin niyo yung payment kapag 45 hours naman siya ng trabaho. Okay? So that is the second task. Example number 3, the direct variation. Use a graph to find the value of velocity v in feet per seconds of a falling body when the given time t is 5 seconds. Use the variation equation v is equal to 10 t. Now the related graph is a line. So this is a line. Therefore, we need only 2 points to construct it. To get these points, or to get these 2 points, let us assign the values for t. If t is equal to 1, then by the substitution in the formula, we have v equals 10 times 1, or v is equal to 10. Okay, 10 times 1 is 10. Now, if t is 2, then once again, by substitution, from the formula 10 times 2, that is v equals 20. Hence, the coordinates of the points are 1 and 10. So these are the coordinates. Coordinates. Okay, we have 1 and 10. So, so this is t, and this is v. Okay, so 1 and 10. Ito yung t natin, ito yung v natin, no? Ayan, may point tayo dyan. And we have 2 and 20. It's 2 and 20. Yes, 2 and 20. Ayan, respectively, the graph is shown on the right. And yes, the 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 points are correct. To get the value of v when t is equal to 5 seconds, draw a segment perpendicular to the x-axis at x equals 5. So, ito yung segment na yan, yung line segment. So, tumama siya sa 5. The intersection of a given line and the segment drawn determine the value of v. So, the point of intersection tells us that when t, okay, when t equals 5 seconds, then the corresponding value of v is 50 feet per seconds. So let's try, no? So v is equal to 10 times 5, 50 nga ba? Kasi sabi dito is 50. 10 times 5 is 50. That is correct. Feet, okay, per seconds. So that is the answer in this example. No, kung gusto niyo hanapin yung 5 seconds, ilan kaya yung velocity ng feet per seconds, no? If you use the graph, makikita nyo agad, no? Tinapatan kasi ng 5 yung 50. Ibig sabihin nung taas daw is 50. Okay? Sa in 5 seconds daw yung velocity is umabot sa 50. Okay? In 2 seconds, ang velocity we have 10, 20, diba? In 1 second, the velocity we have 10, no? Based on the formula, we can easily find the velocity. But in the graph, we can easily find as well the velocity, no? Okay, so that is the example number 3. So for example for the try it number 3, so let's try to change the value. Okay? So ano yung pwede nyong hanapin dito? Use the use a graph to find the value of velocity v in feet per seconds of a falling body when the time or the given time t is 5 seconds. Use the variation equation of 20t. So, nagbago yung ating formula. Kanina kasi, ang formula is 10t, ngayon 20t naman. So, tignan nyo kung ah, parehas ba yung magiging value ng graph dito or baka mag-iiba, di ba? So, i-check nyo, pwede nyo palitan itong side na to kasi baka mamaya iba na yung value, no? So, if for example, if the time is equal to 1, so 1, di ba? So, 20 times 1, to find the velocity, we have 20, di ba? So, 20, dapat ito ay 20. 20 dapat yan, no? Hindi 10. If the velocity of the time is 2, then 20 times 2 is 40. Okay, yung 40, yung 2 naman, ito dapat ay hindi 20, dapat yan ay 40. Okay? So, ayusin nyo na lang yung mga values dito sa y-axis. Okay? So, now, in some cases, one quantity may vary directly as the power of another. So, the definition, direct variation of a power, the value of y varies directly as the power of x. If there exists a non-zero real number, k, such that y equals k times x raised to m, yung k hindi pwede maging non-zero element of real number. One example involves the area of the circle, that is, a is equal to the pi times r raised to 2, di ba? Kapag ka naging zero kasi to, mawala ng essence yan. Hindi na siya magiging area ng circle. Okay? So here is the pi is the constant of the variation. Yes, the constant yan, and the area varies directly as the square of the radius r. Okay? So, nag-iiba daw yung area kapag ka nag-iiba yung ating radius. Okay? Yung square ng radius. So, as you can see here, the distance a body falls from rest is directly proportional to the square of the time it falls. If an object falls 20 meters in 2 seconds, how far will it fall in 8 seconds? An object was dropped from a height of 405. Find the time took for the object to hit the ground. So, balikan ko lang kanina yung fallen rocks. Hindi siya fallen rocks eh. Fallen ball. Okay, fallen balls. So, tignan natin no, kung ano yung pwede natin gawin dito para masagutan natin yung given. So, the distance. So, for our solution, so pwede ko ba pwedeng ilagay yung solution? Sige, pwede natin ilagay siguro dito para mas maganda. Okay, sa solution. So, iyan ko lang to. No? If an object, the first question, if an object falls 20 meters in 2 seconds, no? Nahuhulog daw yung objects 20 meters sa loob lang ng 2 segundo. How far will it fall in 8 seconds? Kung iisipin natin, parang mas madali nating masagutan no, sa utak natin. Pero tignan natin kung paano yung gagawin dito sa problem na to. Okay? In letter A, the distance. Okay, the distance D varies directly as the square of time t. So, just remember this formula, no? Y equals to k times x raised to n. Okay? In this case kasi, may exponent na may involved dito. Okay, so the distance d varies directly as the square of time t. Then, then d is equal to k times t squared. Okay? So yung y, pinalitan ko ng distance. Yung k is the constant. X, pinalitan ko siya ng time. Okay? Then yung ating exponent is squared. So that is our n value. So, this is the formula. So the formula, using the formula. Okay, so 20 is the distance, di ba? Sabi dito, we have 20 meters, the distance, times k. K, we don't have the value of k yet. In 2 seconds, that represents the time. Okay? So 2 seconds squared. So we replace d with 20, t with 2. Okay? So now we have 20 equals k. 2 squared, we have 4. Okay? Now if we simplify this number, we divide both sides by 4 to find the k, right? So k is equal to 20 divided by 4, that is 5. As you can see, the first task that we want to do is to find the k. So find k. Operation find k. Now, the constant of variation equation is equal to 5. Okay? So that is the conclusion. So the constant of variation is equal to 5. Okay? The constant of variation k is equal, wala yan, is equal to 5. Thus, d equals 5t squared. Okay, so from the original formula, as you can see, ito yung ginamit kong formula. Nasaan yun? Ito yun, di ba? Ayan. Ito yun, di ba? Huh? From D, pinalitan ko lang since K is equal to 5. So yung formula na original D equals K times T squared. Pinalitan ko lang siya ng D equals, yung K pinalitan ko ng 5 T squared. Okay? Same po yan dito sa ating conclusion. So now, to find the distance, we use the formula 5t squared. Okay? So, the object will fall. So, find the object in 8 seconds daw. No? Hanapin natin ang object kapag 8 seconds na-fall. Yes, na-fall. So, the time is 8 seconds. So, that is the time. How far? How far represents the distance. Okay? So, when the t equals to 8 seconds, then the distance of k, okay, k is 5 times 8 seconds squared is 320 meters. Okay, just imagine in 8 seconds, okay, in 8 seconds, yung falling objects daw ay 320 meters daw. Okay, so that is the letter A. Okay, so let's have a conclusion here. So the object will fall 320 meters in 8 seconds. So yun, nasagot natin yung tanong dito sa letter A. Okay, so just to have a review, no. First, we must find the k value. We use the formula, no, of direct variation as a power, ito y, no. D, pinalitan ko lang siya. Yung y, pinalitan ko ng D. Yung k, the same. Yung x, time. Okay? T. Then, from the first sentence, yung if an object falls 20 meters in 2 seconds, okay? So, yung 2, pinalitan ko dito. Yung distance is 20 to find the k, okay? Now, since nahanap ko na yung k value, ginamit ko yung formula natin ng direct variation as a power. So, pinalitan ko yung k ng 5. And then, afterwards, when t is 8 seconds, ito na yun, ang distance daw is 320 meters. Hence, the object will fall 320 meters in 8 seconds. Okay, as you can see, direct siya. Why? Kapag ka mas maliit yung seconds, di ba? Mas mababa yung falling object. Syempre, mas mababa lang din yung ah, yung yung distance niya, no? Pag mas mataas at pag mas matagal yung segundo, pag mas malayo, di ba? Syempre, mas mahaba din yung distansya na kailangan niya. Parang yung bola dito, di ba? So, ito yung bola. Ito yung tao. Sabihin natin, ano siya, in 2 seconds babagsak siya dito. Diba? In just 2 seconds. Now, what about in 8 seconds, diba? Dapat nandito na siya, yung tao. Nandito yung bola, in 8 seconds, diba? In 8 seconds, mapupunta yan sa baba ng 405 meters. Okay? So, yung layo nito is 405 meters. No? To reach the 8 seconds. Okay? So, that is the example number 4 in letter A. So, balik lang ako doon sa, ayan, no? Since wala na akong space dito na ako mangungulit, no? For letter B, an object was dropped from a height of 400 meters. Find the time it took for the object to hit the ground. Okay? So, when T is 405 meters, so we use the formula. So, the formula is T is equal to 5T squared, right? So, papalitan ko lang hindi ng 405 equals 5T squared. Since ang hinahanap dito is find the time. Find the time. Okay? At binigyan na yung given na height, yun yung distance natin. So, hanapin natin ng T dito. We divide both sides by 5. Okay? So, we have t squared equals 405 divided by 5. That is 81, right? As you can see here, meron siyang square. Ang ginagawa natin dyan, the square root principle. No? We get the square root of the both sides. And we cancel the root and the square. We have t equals uh, positive or negative 9. Now, um, we take only positive 9 because t is negative 9 is an erroneous root. So, ibig sabihin, magkakaroon ng error kasi kapag ginamit natin yung negative number. Thus, it will take 9 seconds to hit the ground from a height of 405 meters. Just imagine this one, no? Tinaasan mo pa yung height. Syempre, mas matagal yung pagbagsak ng bola. Okay? So, kung ang height mo is, nandito ka, di ba? So, ito ay 400 405 meters. Siyempre, mas mataas. Andito yung bola mo. Siyempre, it takes time na yung bola mapunta sa baba. It takes 9 seconds, no? Pero kung nandito ka, di ba? Siyempre, mas mabilis lang. Okay? So, that is the direct variation, the real life one. And for your task, no, same problem but different given. Great, right number 4. So for our practice set, we have to go to the Schoology to open the materials, and that will be all, students of Bonifacio. This concludes our lesson for today. Goodbye and God bless everyone.